All right. All right. This is Trader Reg from Covenant Seed or Covenant Consumer. We here to talk about the market this morning. Go over a couple of things. We think this market is putting in the bottom, and we starting to see some of that action play itself out. We're just gonna do a quick little video on the market and give it a little review. Some things that we're looking at, and what we think coming in the next couple of weeks here. Uh, as you can see, we're looking at the S&P right now. Everything that we talk about here is all about education. Everything that we do here is all about education, educating the consumer, who is you, in all things of money, areas of credit, dealing with different things to help you as far as taxes. We do it all. We're here to help you. We're here to help each other and build a team of people that's want to build generational wealth and also keep their wealth. Now, we look at the market here. Did we get Billy back? It's hey here. Maybe his mic won't work. Let me see. Yeah, when I ask him, it won't even let me click to unmute him. Interesting. All right, let's take a look at the S&P. I always want to start with the markets. You can see this when we say bottoming process. We had this nice move down. Again, this is a daily chart. This is the basic daily chart that most people would look at when you're getting started in the marketplace. We have a system that we call the RMAX system that we basically created over the last year during COVID. We kind of retooled a few things and just made it more simple to understand. Now, this system is designed to catch these trends, okay? And when these trends start to turn, or when they have a downtime, you kind of sit back and kind of relax. Now, our this trend system does give opportunities both directions. Now, here we go, here bottoming out, and we're looking to catch this uptrend that is forming and starting. There was lots of plays in here on puts, but those might be drying up now. So we have to start looking at it. A couple of things that always show itself first is the candlesticks. Candlesticks are very powerful. We have a candlestick course that you can take. Obviously here, as you can see, you had a hammer pattern, you had a doji, you had another just blow off candle where the market was down. You had another candle, all in the same area. There's nothing really happening here. Then you had another, what I would call a Bull-Sasha pattern, or you can even, it's a Bull-Sasha, but a Bull-Sasha, hammer, doji, it's all indecision. Then you had two up and down days here. That tells me all in the same area, which are pretty much what I call blow off days. So one key factor here, though, is all big traders know, is that we have this 200 here. This 200 is very, it's a very strong resistance level, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It also could lead to, once you break it coming down, you can see the intense selling pressure that it gave. But look how far extended we got away from our 20. We got extended away from the 200, and we got way outside our Bollinger Bands, which tells us that the market will try to attempt to come back in and start trading back inside. Now, as you can see here, S&P is trading at the 442. 200 is at 443, 442, right in that range. We need a close above that. I would like to see a test, retest, or follow through of it the next day to be for sure that this market is healthy enough to go higher. In the meantime, there will be some trades that you can hammer to the upside. In this right now, we consider it a counter trend rally because the trend has been down. But there is a change happening, I believe, and I believe we could at least go back. The first test will be that 455 of the 20. We get back above the 20, then we're looking for hopefully some longer term success in the marketplace. Billy, you back? I think Billy is having some technical difficulties. Let's see here. All right. So me and Billy worked together on this system to put it together and fine tune it. A lot of times I'll be out in the open, Billy's in the back studying and fine tuning and making sure things is right. We can look at the cues here. Look at this hammer, doji, same pattern, bear Sasha. We get a follow through of this move. We can get a close up. Then there's a good chance that we can go back and test this 200 on the cues. Now, I like the cues on it. I'm like the S&P 200 to break first. I like that we're breaking that first and then watching the cues break, because the cues is a lot of momentum being the cues, and that's why you have these extreme moves. S&P is more of a S&P 500 tells me more about what the actual market health is and what's it's trying to do. The tech market is going to react because a lot of money is in tech, and it's going to overreact. And then we see that in the chart. You see how low it got below the 200, got how far it got away from the 20. And you can see now it's trying to get back to the 20. Hey, man, I must need my water because all of a sudden now, yarn. But this is when you have not up looking at stuff all night. So 370. It's a 20. That's the first test of this little move up that we getting here. And the Qs are up 5 points today. We go to Apple. Apple's everybody's darling. They had great earnings. They looking good. We can see this thing is rolling today, $2.67. And it is breaking the 20-day moving average, which it has not been above the 20-day all the way since the beginning of January, when they had this big downturn. They had powerful earnings last week, and people are diving back into Apple. And obviously, there's a lot of money on the sideline just from the sell-off that we had. So we're looking at, so our first stop on Apple here is a resistance level. You can see here at the 20, how that resistance level worked. It was 177. But ultimately, if the market turns, Apple is going to go and break out of this high. It's going to try to break the 183, and there's definitely a target going forward. Something to definitely keep an eye on. Let's go do our watch list. No clue. Markets are up. NASDAQ up 200, S&P up 21, and the Dow's up 16. So let's look at some stocks. Now, one sector that we had liked that we thought was hot was the oil sector, but it seemed to be cooling off in the sell-off as the market pushes up. Oil is starting to settle back down. We can see OIH is settling here, but we still right now are bullish, but the trend is weakening. I like SLB if it can hold this area of resistance, becoming new support, classic technicals. If it holds this area, we're looking at 38.53. If it can hold there, then there's a good chance that this goes higher. Using our other trend indicators, this is a pretty strong stock right now, but it is a little strong, a little extended. It's taking a healthy break by moving sideways. If it continues to do that and hold, there's a good chance that this stock will move higher. If we let's look at some financials. Let's see what stocks are hot today. Microsoft. This could definitely be one. This is a good looking pattern turning around here. I love how we you can see our beautiful hammer. Every time you get a hammer, you're going to get some type of test, more than likely. They tried to test it here. It failed. Look, they popped it back above the 200. I do believe they had earnings one of these days. Might have been on the hammer. It popped back above the 200. Look how it tested 200. And then on Friday, boom. And today, breaking the 20. This is promising, a promising sign. If we get increased volume and this market holds, look at our RSI starting to creep back. This is not your traditional RSI. This is a different RSI. This line is set to 50. This is my own personal RSI. When it's above 50, I love it because it tells me that it wants to go higher. When it's below 50, it tells me it wants to go lower. We have to go deeper into that in other sessions. But that is one thing that I look for is strength in the RSI. What you can see, strength has been coming into the upside and it is now trading right near 50. Across above that will tell me that there's strength there. And it's definitely wants to move higher. You can see here is probably the first stop for Microsoft. 326. Definitely there's a gap that needs to be filled. 326.12. Yep, from that gap, it needs to fill that area of 326. From there, we're going back to 340. There's a good chance this stock goes there. Keep an eye on that. Billy.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, there you go, man. Wondering if you come back in, brother. What you looking at this morning, man?
I'm looking at Apple. Look at Apple. I like Apple, and look at the Qs.
Apple. Okay, here's Apple. You want me to go to Qs first or Apple?
Go to Apple first.
Apple. Okay, here's Apple.
Yeah, I like Apple to go higher.
Yeah, this is a good looking it's a good looking chart, man. It's first time back above the 22 since the 5th. Look at the RSI above 50. You getting a cross on our ADX. That's a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah,
It's definitely got some strength in this stock. This is a gap too, man. I mean, even though it filled it, really, but this thing gapped up. This was momentum coming into the stock after earnings.
Yeah, I like Apple, and just see like basically the earnings probably changed the trend on this stock because it's fitting that criteria right now. So Apple could be trending up. This is another one I'm looking at. Look at the Qs.
Okay. Yeah. I just talked about this a second ago. I mean, this thing is really trying. It even broke above the what you call it, the T line.
Yeah. The T line is your purple line, right?
Yeah. Yep.
What's your 20?
This whatever color this is, blue.
I'd keep a close eye on it. It's not ready yet, but I would look at it. But Apple is definitely ready.
Right. Yeah, and so take a look at Microsoft because I think Apple and Microsoft kind of rolling together, man.
Microsoft is getting ready. I think Apple had better earnings, so I think it's leading the pack. So
yeah, it's definitely
because right now Apple is basically fulfilling our criteria right now. When you look at it,
yeah, it's got all the measures. It's the first stock that's probably coming out of this correction that we see that fits every criteria that we're looking for to trade it. Goldman Sachs, see, none of this stuff is really ready yet. That's why you just tell people to sit tight. I mean, I know it's hard to not to play some of this stuff, but some of the stuff is just not ready yet.
This Goldman Sachs right now.
Goldman Sachs is right here. Yeah.
Okay, we day traded Goldman Sachs now.
Okay.
That's a little bit different skill now. If we want to day trade it, just using our system, I want you to go to a 5 minute on the day trade rate.
5 minute, okay.
On a day trade, yeah.
There you go.
I mean, they're just for day trading purposes only.
Look at that. That's beautiful.
So that's what we were looking at on a 5 minute.
So when did you catch it? Y'all caught it this morning off the 20?
Actually, we look at the 5 and we narrowed it down to a 2 minute. I got into it around 344, 345.
Three yesterday? I mean,
Oh,
you said,
today. Look at a
you
2 minute.
mean 9:40.
Yeah.
You said 3.
Oh, I'm
That's why.
sorry. Look at the 2 minute time frame.
Yep, here we go. All right, so you said 9:44.
Yes. We catch it at we catch when the stock was trading at 344,
Oh,
345 this morning.
344, the stock price. I'm thinking you're talking about the time.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, 344 when it took this dip in here.
Yeah.
Caught it in here. 3. So it might have been around 950.
Yeah, I caught it when an arrow. When I saw that
This
arrow,
one right here.
yeah, correct.
Okay. That's
And
good.
now look at the criteria on this. When you look at the criteria,
Yep, you got your cross on your ADX.
yeah,
Got you above 50, trending up, and boom. Man, that was beautiful, bro.
yeah.
Good entry.
Hey, now when I'm day trading and I'm using a 2 minute, I'm getting in it. I'm not staying in it about for 16 to 20 minutes, and
Right.
I'm out. I'm not trying to make a whole bunch of
Did
money.
you exit already? Are you
I'm
still
getting
in?
ready to exit now. I'm getting ready to exit now. Hello, Mark. Hello.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, yeah.
Just I mean, this thing is beautiful, man. Go to 5 minute. Dang it. Get back to my 2 days.
Matter of fact, we bought the 345 call for Goldman for next week. I think we might have paid eight. I think we might have paid 870 for it.
Now, did you buy the next week's auction
I bought the next week option.
for day trading purposes because you might want to keep one to hold it over?
No, I just look to get in and out, I don't want to take that chance or whatever. You can do that if you want to, but like I said, the market is in a bottoming process right now. So I'm just going temporarily what the market is doing.
Okay. All right. I just for people that's actually trading, I just
And the goal for the day trade, I just try to make $200 and just go to the next one. If you can make $200 a day, and some of the candidates are Goldman, Tesla, Google, some of the stocks that really move. I just try to get in and make a little bit and get out.
and there it is. You can see the day trading is coming to the end.
Yeah.
How much you get on that one? Did you get the goal? Should be pretty close.
$250. What the stock is trading at right now?
349.
349, and I got in at 344, 345. So what's that 345 for next week? What's that option going for?
For next week, 345. For next week, 345 is going for 1065 by 1005.
1065 by 1005. Okay, yeah. So basically what happens, that's basically what we want to do. We buy it in the money. We don't buy it out of the money. We buy it in the money. And once we catch a turning point on that, then that's when we look to try to exercise this trade.
Gotcha. It's a beautiful
But
thing.
like I said, I just wanted to fit the criteria, and more so, I like it much better when I'm swing trading, using that because obviously you got a little bit more time. And one of the characteristics of this too, even when you did it with TDOC, how long it took you to get in a profit, and it didn't take you that long.
No, not at all.
Yeah. But you want to make sure you pay attention to the overall market too,
We can see a lot of these beat up stocks are up today because you got short selling. I mean, these stocks is getting hammered, and with the market taking a break or trying to turn up, you're gonna have a lot of people getting out of these shorts. That's gonna cause these little pelotons and these TDOCs to kind of reset for us to trade them again to the downside. This is these are going to be opportunities down the line here to keep an eye on. But you can see a stock like TDOC. Look at it, it's up to 75 now. People might see these as value, or they looking at people are getting out of their shorts. So this is stuff that potentially turn bullish, but could be very short term, a very short term trade. So it's just something to keep an eye on. But TDOC has been a good stock to trade to the downside. Patreon. What else used to trade to the downside? I bet you they
Well,
all look.
I traded SQ to the downside. If you, this is
SQ.
one of the. I put this trade out on January the 12th. January the 12th. I started shortening, and Reggie, go through that system, and go through from January 12th to January 28th. Because the option expired on January 20th. I want you to show it. I want you to make a demonstration of following the correct criteria and what the stock actually ended up doing.
You can see here on the 12th right here. You had a couple of things. You below our 20. We've been below the 20 since November of last year. I mean, that's when the stock turned over. When it falls below that 20 and 200, that was a telltale sign that this stock is going lower. Look at that. It went sideways, fell, and it continued to go lower. On the 12th, Billy identified it bouncing off the 20 and the T line, the 8 right here. You can see the strength on what we call the ADX, and that we're below 50, trading around, this is around 33 on our RSI. No, I'm sorry. More about 35 on the RSI. And all the criteria was there, and you can see, boom. And we had the market with it too. Now understand, you got to have the market always helps the pressure of the downside. But you can see they're going to move down. This thing went from, at this point, was trading at 152, and it traded all the way down to as low as 101. And then now it's trying to do its bottoming process after with this 255 down to 100. That's 150 points. So people are looking at this as value to buy this thing longer term. And the people that were short are starting to get a bite of this stock. So this is a good stock to catch rebounding back to the upside also. But this was a beautiful trade from 152 to $100. That's 50 points. I mean, on an option, if you had an option, man, I mean, you looking easily at $4,000 right there.
Easily. Well, when I looked at it, Reggie, that option, when it was, I would say probably when January 20th expired, it was over $5,000.
Oh, $5,000? Yeah. Yeah.
Because when I bought this stock, I bought it right at the money, slightly in the money.
Man, that was beautiful.
Because I had the 175 put and then drop all the way down to 103, 102, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 101. It went as low as one. The low was 101.75.
Yeah. So that's how you're gonna get some of those big runs in the stock. You know, if you really look at it. For example, Reggie, everybody always talking about Tesla, but that's why it's important that we are technical traders instead of fundamental traders. Break Tesla down using our system, Reggie, looking at the daily time frame.
Yeah. Man, let's look at this real fast though with Square. It never broke back above this T line. It never got back above. You had no reason to get out of this stock until really today if you wanted to hold it that much time. That much, because you could have got out here on the 24th, but before that, man, it really gave you no reason to get out.
Hey, I've been looking at Square for long-term plays. This thing is like deeply discounted right now. There's no way this company is gonna fail, especially after Jack Dorsey left Twitter in order to focus on it. This company is gonna be worth a lot of money down the line.
Yeah, it's a good value right now to buy. Definitely, for sure. Long term, it's definitely. I mean, this stock's been cut in half, man. It's definitely a good one. Tesla.
Just look at, like I say, Chaz, concentrate on those signals. When it turns around, you hammer it, but you want to be very disciplined and looking at the daily time frame. And if they don't fit that criteria, don't mess with it.
No. For this one, I was talking about for long term. I'm not playing the opposite on this.
Yeah, I understand. If you want to go long term, look at more a weekly and a monthly. If you want to go long term, I don't know if you buying the stock or you buying a leap on it and everything. But I like the daily when it hammers it, because you may not think these stocks move, but as soon as when you turn your back, I mean, we were in a bear market for like 2 months. Go ahead, Reggie. Go ahead, look at Tesla.
Okay. Yeah, I just want like this is Square's weekly chart. You see it right below that 200. You would like to see it get back above there. And don't think just because it's cut in half, don't think it can't go lower. It can go lower.
Yeah.
So it's got some work to do before it get back into a good rate. But I mean, if you want to start dollar cost averaging, I mean, that's always a strategy where you start buying a little bit here. If it goes lower, you buy a little bit more. But what if it never come back is always the question. That's why we try to find good trending stocks and just follow the trend instead of trying to guess where the bottom is and stuff like that. We just go with the chart tell us. And right now, if you want to buy this long term, this is saying stay away from it. Just something to look at. Monthly chart, same thing. You know, this thing has been getting hammered for the last 3 months, really 4 months. So just something quick to look at for you. Tesla. We go to Tesla. All right, Billy, you said.
Okay, I want you to start looking at Tesla on January the 13th. This one, I got a clear signal that this stock was breaking down lower.
Oh, yeah. So this is the first time really, well, it dipped briefly earlier in the month. That was the first warning sign. But this is the second dip in 2 weeks below that 50 line on the RSI. Plus, you had a cross on your ADX, which you didn't have the first time. It wasn't a cross, but you have your cross here. You have your cross here on the 13th. So, yeah, I could see, and you had some volume come in that day. Plus, if you want to call this a bearish engulfing pattern, you can because it's near the top. Yeah, this is a good sign, brother. This is excellent.
So between January and 13th and January 18th, those are real good shutting opportunities on Tesla.
Check that out, man.
Yeah.
First close below the 20. Volume cross on ADX right below the 50. Look at the retest. The 2 retests fail on the next 2 days, and then look at that. Bam. Boom, 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 boom. Man, that's beautiful, bro. And look at that. This was low as 1026. If you want to take it from the low, it went all the way down to on this hammer right here, 851. This is not a true hammer. You like to see this wick a little bit longer, but it did turn up, and then it goes back and always tests the hammer again, which it does. It did this time. It actually broke it, which tells me that really wasn't a true hammer. And then it hit the 200, and now that's where we're getting our turn. It's sort of a morning star pattern. Morning star patterns, usually the doji is lower, but in this case, it's still a form of it because you have your gap here. And this thing is looking like if it can get back above 935, Tesla is probably moving a lot higher, but you need everything else to get in play. Right now, our ADX is still in red. Our RSI is still in bearish territory. We still below the 20. These are all bearish factors. This is why we are trying to be as cautious as possible. And you have to be very, very selective in the stocks that you're picking right now. Very selective. If not, you can get yourself into a lot of trouble right now. But we do believe the market is putting a bottom in or attempting to. You can see we now are very extended from that 200 now, or over that 200 now, and above 444. We have 445 on the SPY. Will it hold? We will find out. But that is also a good sign. And we can see our measures coming back, trying to become. We got our ADX turning over a little bit. We got green and red coming together, and we are at 42 on the RSI. So we still got some ways to go, but things are definitely bottoming out here. We'll see what happens, man, over the next week. It's going to be interesting. Any other stocks you're looking at, Chaz, Billy? I want to see what oil doing today.
one of the things that we were looking at too, we were looking at oil stocks.
Yeah. Ooh, OIH had fought back pretty nice. Look at that. It was down $4 or $5 this morning, but so we believe oil is bullish and should go higher.
Show them that OIH chart that we were looking at, Reggie, and use the criteria we were looking at. And when OIH was trading at 197, where we identified a move, we thought it was going to go high.
Well, this is it right here on the 4th. You got a couple of things. You got the 4th, where it turned over off the 200. And look at that. You had a bounce. First, you had this breakout above here out of this squeeze that broke above a 20, broke above a 200. You had a strong ADX, strong RSI. Everything is there. Look at that beautiful move. Had this pullback and then had this bullish engulfing pattern right here. And then you had your cross here. So you entering this thing at 2 again at 210. 212 right in this area here. And look at that cross on the ADX. You're above 50, 60 on the RSI. We like the RSI, even when it gets above the 70, it comes down. We still see that as strength. A lot of people like to sell. We see it as strength, and we're waiting for the opportunity to buy into that strength. As long as it don't go below that 50, this is kind of prime what we're looking for. You can see even here, it took a break at the top of this green candle, this long candle. That's a very bullish sign. It's holding this T line. And we can see here, every time it has attempted to break below the middle of that candle, it is coming back stronger. So it's something to keep an eye on. We do believe oil is going to go higher. We got rumors of war and all of that other stuff going on. So it kind of lines up with what we're seeing on the chart. People are looking to one that I like is SLB. You can see SLB is holding that area of resistance. That used to be resistance is now support, holding it nicely. But we can see all our measures. All our measures are in play. It's a beautiful trade or beautiful possible trade. Or if you were in it earlier, you definitely could have caught some money on it just based on the setups that we look for.
Yeah, what we can do, Reggie,
go ahead, bro.
On stock charts, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. You good.
On stock charts, we can put in all the ETFs, all 9 or 10 of the ETFs, and look at them simultaneously on the daily, and then let's see where it's at in our criteria, so we can find out what sector what sector we're gonna what is strong and what sectors are weak right now.
What do you have them listed right now?
I got the ETFs. You want them?
Yeah, go ahead.
XLK is the technology.
Okay, go ahead.
XLF is the financial.
Okay.
XLE is energy. XLI is industry.
Okay.
XLU is utilities. Did I say that or not yet?
No, you didn't say that. You good.
Okay, you got XL. Did I say XLK with technology? I understand.
Yeah, you got that. Yep.
Okay. XLB is basic material.
XLB.
Yeah.
Okay.
XLRE, which is real estate.
XLRE. Got it.
How many ETFs is that?
I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 so far.
Okay, you got consumer discretionary and consumer staple.
Okay. I gotta get, trying to figure out how I can okay, load study. Trying to see how this will work on here, man. Give me 1 second, man. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Okay, bro. I hit you. All right. All right, man. Sorry about that, man. Okay.
I'm right now, Reggie, simultaneously. I'm looking at um I'm looking at 5 sectors, you know. I'm looking at the I'll give you the 5 sectors that I'm looking at. I'm looking at the financial sector, the energy sector, the technology sector, the basic material sector, and the industrial sector. And I'm gonna look at the semiconductor sector. I'm gonna look at all 7 of these simultaneously.
Okay.
And the only one that's fit our criteria on the daily time frame right now is the energy sector, despite how this thing is traded.
Okay. Which one's the energy?
XLE.
I'm trying to get them all. Trying to get this thing. Try to get them all up like this. All right. This ain't working out too great. Let me do something different here. You said XLE.
Yeah.
Studies. All right. So okay, yeah, I see the XLE. I see what you're saying. How it's you got an ADX,
Uh-huh.
your butter green. Yeah, this looks man, it's definitely got some strength to it.
Everything was just getting hammered, man, you know.
Right. That's interesting. So we see the oil is coming back, but the sector is up. That's a good sign.
Yeah.
Good sign for oil stocks, man. Like what's Hess doing? Hess is actually in the green now. OIH was down 4, is only down 2 now. SLB is down 26. It was down like 70 cents. What else we got in the oil sector?
Halliburton.
Halliburton.
Yeah.
Halliburton down 40. But you can see they all trading up with strength up above. Like this is the top of the candle. This is nothing but strength up here. This is not. A lot of people look at this as weakness because of the doji. This is strength to me. Until it can break below the middle of this candle, I mean, this is all strength. This is it's holding.
Look. This is a good one. I think it's gonna go higher. Conical Phillips, COP.
COP.
Yeah, Conical Phillips.
Look at that. Ah, that's beautiful. Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah. One thing I gotta figure out is since we don't. Oh, there we go. Yeah. All right. Let me go to 5. 5 charts. XLE. I'm just gonna go back to the 1. XLE. I'm gonna bring up 2 at a time. I'm gonna play with that some more. Because I'm so used to clicking between either 2 computers or
But sure, but like you said, if you look at all these indices, look how far away, like maybe Wednesday or Thursday next week. I guarantee you those stocks are far away from the 20-day moving average. If you look at them on Wednesday or Thursday of last week, look how far they were from the 20-day moving average.
You talking about stocks in general or the
stocks in general and the market in general? Look at it.
Yeah, like S&P. You talking about from the 20?
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that, man. This thing was 40 point, almost, 420. It was almost 40 points away at this point.
Right.
It was more than that from the 20. It's trying to get back to the 29. Yeah, I mean, you're right. This is an idea. It's gonna come back to the 20, man. Eventually. Look at that. This was I mean, this thing is at 385. Look, it's at 334 on this day. Look how far it's away. That, if you really wanted to be risky, that was the time to start buying. But that's, I mean, to counter trend, not to, if you want to be risky. Again, that's your own risk. But look at the Qs, it's up 6 points now. Man, this thing is rolling since we've been in. What's Apple doing since we've been talking?
Well, I know Margaret, she got into Apple as a trade, so
Apple just kind of
Apple. Remember, we identify Apple. We said Apple looked better than a lot of those trades. Remember?
yeah. It's kind of chilling now. Microsoft is chilling. Both of them kind of just chittering out, but the tech sector itself is
Yeah.
is doing its thing so far. Definitely
Yeah.
doing its thing. I think a lot of it's short covering, man. Like stocks like this garbage stock like Lulu. Like, look at that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's coming up short selling or good value. I mean, it's almost cut in half. Some of these stocks got cut in half, man. Stock like Overstock. These gonna be good shorts down the line too, man. Look, Overstock up $3. I mean, Peloton up $2. PayPal. Let's take a look at that one. Look at PayPal. Same thing. I mean, this is like Square, man. I mean, it got hammered. Hammered, bro. But you can see that the technicals are starting to turn. But look how it held below 50. I mean, even in the squeeze, man, it was telling you, boom, right there. Like, start shorting this thing again. See what the Facebooks and all that's doing. See, Facebook just now trying to get back above the T line. You can't trade it yet, man. Shopify. Yeah, so it's going. Let's see what the market does, man, and maybe we try to get back on later and look at it. Just go from there. I'm not. The only play we really seeing out there right now is possibly Apple. Really just Apple, really, and some of the oil stocks, man. That's really our target right now. We're gonna kind of stick at that level until we see more action on these other charts. Because the rest of this stuff is really, man, Baidu is up $7 for some reason, maybe short covering, but actually Baidu has been kind of leveling out for a while now. Starting to see some bullish action on Baidu. See that, Billy? Still there? You got pulled away. Oh, Baba had earnings. That's part of.
I'm staying away from all Chinese stocks.
Yeah, they need to get back below 200s before you start messing with them things. Woo! Let me see. Goldman Sachs. What they end up doing that day trade hit pretty good, Billy. It kind of leveled off and it's kind of trading, trying to push up a little higher. Didn't pull back that much though. Still holding strong. Man, China. Baba. They might have earnings. They had earnings before the market. So that's why they up. Yeah, it's a tough trade. That's a tough trade, man. Let's see what stocks like Caterpillar. Oof, look at that. Hammer. I know this was one of the last stocks to turn over in this down move. But you can see, look at that, man. I still wouldn't mess with this. This thing it's extended from everything, which tells you it's probably gonna turn around, but not worth the risk. Not worth the risk. Some people would trade that. We just don't. We gotta have things in our favor to find good solid trades. Like this stock is setting up CRM. It's not there yet either. Definitely trying to turn though. Just something to keep on the watch list. Deer is holding up pretty strong here. Deer is almost like oil. It's almost following the oil sector because of what they deal with. Would love to see that green back above that red on the ADX, and then but this is holding a 20. It's got a 56 on the RSI. It's not a bad stock. I just don't know if it's gonna break out. It's probably gonna kind of sit tight and trade sideways. It's just not a lot out here right now, man. Not a lot. JP Morgan. Again, it's a lot of day trading stocks like Billy was talking about with the Goldman Sachs. I mean, this is really all you should really be mostly focused on, unless you want to buy some of these stocks longer term. While they've been cut in half, you can start dipping and dabbing a little bit of those. But not many trades out there. Look at this stock. This stock hammered up $7 a day. That's all. It's just all shortcut, man. $7. Roku. $7. Tesla up 62. Twilio, that's another one that got beat up. Look at that. It's just up, man. People taking profit, and it is. Look at that. That's wow. So these are good counter trend stocks that if you wanted to trade, you could. W, look at that. Same thing. All the charts the same. It's all the same. Visa can go higher now. This is one that's strong and definitely go higher. If it can hold at 200 like it's doing now. Now it did gap down. Could tell me it could have potential move down short term, but this is something to keep an eye on, especially if it comes back near that 20. It's gonna have that 20 and 200 converging together. That can be a very bullish sign. MasterCard, look at that, same thing, very bullish. So those are a couple of things that's bullish outside of Apple. That looks really ready to go. The rest of these stocks, there's Uber. Look at that, Uber coming up, trying to turn. None of this stuff is ready yet. We're gonna see how the market play itself out and come back at you later on. And again, all this stuff is for educational purposes only. We are simply just going through stock, going through our system, stuff that we teach in our classes and things like that. Again, this is Trader Red, Billy. We had Chaz on today. We're gonna try to go live a little bit each and every day, day or night, and post as many videos and information as possible. You can contact us at support@covenantseeducation.com. You can reach out to us anytime. Other than that, everybody have a great day. We will talk in the near future. Peace.